So on my travels this year, I discovered an amazing book I want to show you. And it's here. I'll make it visible. There it is. Nobody Hugs a Cactus by Carter Goodrich. And I fell in love with this book because it has an arc. It's beautiful. It's so real. It really shows a lot of some of us walk around with this like don't touch me, and that is to be respected 100%. And sometimes not for everyone, so don't ever confuse this. If you meet someone like this, it doesn't mean they want you to start touching them. In this case, it's a dynamic that kind of plays out, and with time, our cactus learns something else about themselves. So I want to read it to you because I think, it's super cute and heartwarming. And I think also sometimes some of us feel like cactuses or cacti, and we think that we don't deserve touch. For so many reasons. And so this hopefully gives you, I don't know, another perspective, or just warms your heart like it warmed mine. So I'm doing double screen. Okay, here's my hand. Okay, here it goes. I can get it, zoom it in. Hank lives all by himself in a house in the desert, and that's just the way he likes it. Or is it? See, being human is complicated. There he is, in his house. Credits. There it is. Carter Goodrich. There's Hank. So cute. I would cuddle him. There he is. All right, so we're going to read now. Hank lived in a pot. The pot sat in a window, and the window looked out on the empty desert. It was hot, dry, peaceful, and quiet, just the way Hank liked it. I mean, I'm good with that. Peaceful, quiet. Some people are introverts, to be respected. Again, I get it. But every now and then, someone would interrupt Hank's peace and quiet. "Hi, Hank," Rosie the tumbleweed called out. "Isn't it a beautiful day?" Hank ignored her. He just wanted to be left alone. I think for every Hank out there, there's a Rosie that's just annoying, obnoxious, leave me alone. I want peace and quiet. And Rosie might have some, just some disrespectful behavior. It happens. It's like Hank's meditating there in the sun and the heat and the quiet. "Okay, so long," said Rosie cheerfully, and she tumbled away. Hank was happy again. Yes, she laughed. Finally. Some people always say they're welcome. Not welcome. Uh-oh. But look, Hank, something happened. But just as he was beginning to relax, "Hello," shouted a tortoise. Uh-oh. That does not make Hank happy. "Private property!" yelled Hank. "Keep out!" The tortoise was so frightened, he hid in his shell. I think Hank realizes, I got boundaries. Leave me alone. Uh-oh. Another angry Hank. Hank was still yelling at the tortoise when a jackrabbit dashed by. "Hiya, Pickles," she shouted. "My name isn't Pickles," Hank yelled back, "and stay out of my yard." Thanks. Yeah. It's kind of hard. I get it. "Tumbleweeds, tortoises, jackrabbits. What's next?" said Hank. Oh, I should have done that in a different voice. "Tumbleweeds, tortoises, jackrabbits. What's next?" said Hank. Angry, mad Hank. Uh-oh, another one. A coyote came lopping by. "No dogs allowed," Hank yelled. "I'm not a dog," said the coyote, "and you are as prickly on the inside as you are on the outside." I called him out on it, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I guess you live in the same earth, the same world together. It's kind of hard to be on your own. Uh-oh. More angry Hank. Before Hank could yell back at the coyote, a cowboy strode past. "Keep off the grass!" shouted Hank. "What grass?" said the cowboy. "Seems to me someone needs a hug. Too bad nobody hugs a cactus." Ooh. He might have hit below the belt a little bit there. What happened? Oh, he said something he was not expected. Oh, or something else happened. "Hi," said a lizard. "Who invited you?" said Hank. "And just in case you're wondering, I don't want a hug." "That's good," said the lizard, "because I don't want to give you one." And then he skittered away. Oh, that's funny. So now it's changing a little bit. Now they're like, he's like, "I don't want to hug," because I think it hit a little hard there, this whole hug thing. An owl landed on the roof. "If you're looking for a hug," said Hank, I guess I could give you one. I guess I could give you one." Oh, shoot. So now he's thinking about this hug thing. I don't know, this is, again, it's an interesting transition. I was like, I don't think so. But Hank, look, his arm is stretched out. I think that cowboy made him think about touch. "Who? Me?" said the owl. "You must be joking." And for the first time, Hank began to feel a little lonely. So it's like the dynamic here I'm seeing, as long as Hank was in control and rejecting people, he was good. But the moment that he started to get rejected, he didn't quite like that. And then he realized, wait, I might want a hug. It's not great. There he is again. The next morning, Hank was feeling more sad on the inside than prickly. Maybe a hug wouldn't be so bad after all. Maybe these earth beings, could be nice. I get that. Maybe. The wind began to pick up, and an old cup blew by and stuck to Hank's face, and his arms were too short to get it off. "Great," said Hank. Oh, whoops. This is why we don't litter. I'm sure some of our plants and animals don't want to deal with our trash. And got stuck on his face. That sucks. After a while, Rosie came bouncing by. "I'll get it off you, Hank," she shouted, and she jumped up to knock the cup off Hank's face, and then she tumbled away. Oh, she helped him. Sweet. Hank didn't have time to thank Rosie. He felt bad about all the other times he had been so rude to her. So he came up with a plan. Here's him thinking, what plan? What plan could there be? Hank decided to grow the best flower he could and then give it to Rosie as thank you. It took days, but at last it was ready. He couldn't wait for Rosie to pass by again. Aww. He appreciated her for helping him. His heart is softening, and I think that's super sweet. When at last she finally did come bouncing back, Hank held out the flower. "Look, Rosie," he said, "I grew it just for you." Aww. There it is. No spoilers, no spoilers. Rosie was so surprised she jumped up and gave Hank a great big hug. It felt so nice. Hank didn't want to let go, and as things turned out, he couldn't. Rosie and Hank had become stuck together. Aww. Okay, here are some thoughts. Trauma bonded? It could be a trauma bond. I'm not sure. I want to believe the innocence and the cuteness of this, so I want to say, aw, it's so cute. And no judgment. I don't want to judge it. I just want to let it be what it is. Aww. But they didn't care. After all, it's better to be stuck in a hug than stuck all alone. Fantastic. The end. Nobody Hugs a Cactus by Goodrich. So I think it's just interesting, the dynamics. I am curious about how this all plays out maybe in your life. If you experience sometimes that prickly feeling of just want to push everyone away. And sometimes that can be like a disconnection from our own bodies, from our own desires. And as we think about this more, think about touch, and maybe we haven't felt safe with touch. Maybe we didn't know people really cared. We can change our minds and maybe experience it in a way that actually works and feels good. So maybe that's you. And however you want to see this, I think it's absolutely adorable. And thank you for being here with me. Thank you for reading this book with me. And I have it in my collection, so if you want me to read it to you in a cuddle session, I could read it to you. Thank you.